Today, we've got somebody back on the show who's got one of the most successful communities out there in the Amazon world, and he's going to talk about what's been working for them, including how some can make thousands of dollars a month on doing videos for other people's products. How cool is that? Pretty cool, I think. Are you browsing a Shopify, Walmart, Etsy, Alibaba, or Pinterest page, and maybe you see a cool product that you want to get some more data on? Well, while you're on those pages, you can actually use the Helium 10 Chrome extension Demand Analyzer to get instant data about what's happening on Amazon for those keywords on these other websites. Or maybe you want to then follow up and get an actual supplier quote from a company on Alibaba.com in order to see if you can get this product produced. You can do that also with the Helium 10 Demand Analyzer. Both of these are part of the Helium 10 Chrome extension, which you can download for free at h10.me/extension. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Serious Sellers Podcast by Helium 10. I'm your host, Bradley Sutton, and this is the show that's a completely BS-free, unscripted, and unrehearsed, organic conversation about serious strategies for serious sellers of any level in the e-commerce world. And we're bringing back somebody who, along with his wife, has helped more serious sellers than almost anybody else out there. Steven, how's it going, man? Welcome back.
What's up, Bradley, man? Anytime I get to hang out with you is awesome. I know Chelsea's usually sitting right by my side, but today she's 100% mom. So she's being 100% mom today. I'm being 100% podcaster, and that's how we do it.
And in your honor, I'm actually wearing the shirt that you guys gave me, the Maldives shirt. I believe this came from Merch by Amazon, like 2-3 years ago. I think you guys, it might have been either during the pandemic or before the pandemic. That's how long I've had this shirt.
Well, the Maldives strategy impacted our community so much that I was like, we got to give back. And I didn't know Bradley's t-shirt size, so I think I sent you like 6 Amazon merch shirts.
It was great. I gave one to each of my family who were all those sizes, awesome. And then I took the biggest one for myself. It's perfect.
Man, that's good. Well, that technique is still making ripples, man. Like it's very cool, and title density, all that stuff. We love it in Rainmaker. So yeah, excited.
Well, speaking of which, it is now 2:10 p.m. on Wednesday. In 28 hours, I'm hopping on the plane to go to Maldives to record episode 500. So the latest iteration of it. There we go.
Dang, man, I need to get out to the Maldives now.
You do.
Me jealous every time you're out there.
Yeah, I mean, they got a great kids club, So
okay.
Do
you go to the same place every time?
I either go to the Waldorf Astoria or the Conrad. Okay. They're both Hilton properties, so I can use my points for either one. But I don't know if you're a Hilton or a Marriott person, but they got good Marriott properties out there too.
Okay.
Anyways, let's get into some strategy. Let's just start. Like we usually save this to the end, but we'll go and do some strategies at the end. But every time you've been on the show, you've always come with some like kind of unique stuff. So like back in, by the way, guys, if you want to get their full backstory. I wrote down here, or I didn't write down. I don't do much of work here. Mel, my assistant, is the one who does the work here. He put in episode 198, guys. So episode all the way back in 198. We're about to film 500, so that just shows you how far we've come. But 198 was their first time. You can get their backstory there, and then they came back in episode 318. But way back in episode 198, they were talking about doing sales on Facebook marketplaces, and then they gave some updates on that in episode 318 and talking about Facebook groups. And so I think the latest thing that you guys have been doing is, especially for those who at the beginning might not be able to have enough money to start private label, to invest, talk about what is one of the ways that people can build some capital, or what your community has been doing.
Yeah, I mean, we see all different levels, and we really do specialize, in the Rainmaker family, helping moms. And so a lot of moms, like, they are just like, honestly, they've tried a lot of other stuff, and so they're hesitant to go big on Amazon at the first. So helping them create the money to do the thing is definitely something that's in our specialty. So I would say lately there's a handful of strategies. Right now, we definitely have a subset of our community doing the influencer strategy on Amazon. And when you hear that word, I think people think like, I don't know, taking pictures of your coffee at the coffee shop and like having your face all over social media. But the Amazon influencer program, anyone can do, and you can actually do it without putting your face in the videos, which is kind of nice. And so honestly, like, this opportunity was brought to me by a guy, John. He was doing it, and he kind of came to our community. I was like, hey, I'll do this for you guys. Like, he was just looking for more products to review. But if any of your listeners are unfamiliar with it, basically how it works is when you go to the Amazon listing, right, you see the photos. There's always like these like videos related to the item, or sometimes if you have a video, it'll be like the second video that plays after your video. And those are like these Amazon influencer videos. And if someone watches that video and then buys the product, that influencer will get a commission on the sale, which is really crazy. So, you've probably heard of the Amazon Associate Program or Affiliate Program.
I actually just signed up for that. I was trying to like just check if I can get some, see some different data points. I was curious if like Amazon affiliates have different data points. So I signed up and I was just like, all right, shoot, if me or my family's going to get something, I might as well just make a link and get some, get some stuff. But yeah, I signed up for that one, but not the influencer. So what's the difference between the two?
So yeah, you have to sign up as a Amazon associate or affiliate first, and then you can apply for the influencer program. So it is an application only to get into it, but it's fairly easy to get in. You just need to have an audience somewhere of some sort, and you can use TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I mean, we have people even just use a Facebook page and they'll run ads to the page for a little bit to just gain some audience. And then they'll apply, right? And so the Amazon Influencer Program, once you're in, they basically allow you to like upload videos of products you're reviewing. But the catch is you don't have to have bought the product on Amazon. So like it doesn't have to be your past purchases. It can be literally any product that's on Amazon.
So if they get approved for this, like, are they seeing something different on product pages or something that's like an extra button of how they can upload, or how do they have
a different? Just like Seller Central is its own thing. The influencer or the associate program has its own dashboard you can log into. Kind of like KDP. They're all like, Amazon keeps all these things separate. You'd think they just link them all.
Yeah.
But it's like you log into your associate's dashboard. You kind of click over to the influencer page. And influencers, you may see people do this on Instagram where they actually have like a storefront where it's like my favorite Amazon things. And it'll be like my house hacks, my favorite clothes. And those are like, that's one way to do it. But this kind of video side of the Amazon influencer program is really the lucrative one. And the guy I heard it from, John, he was doing 6 figures with this. Like that was his full-time business. He did have a YouTube channel. He was reviewing tech gear, things like that, but he would just like get reach out from brands. At this point, he's kind of got a name for himself. And I think he was doing like over 200,000 and just
that money, is it all on commission, or also he'll get like a flat fee from some of the store owners to create videos?
Sometimes they are getting like a bounty like that, but a lot of it is just commissions. Yeah, he's getting commissions through affiliates. So he's doing super high volume. That's like, I don't know a ton of people doing those types of numbers, but that got us interested. We got, Chelsea signed up for it and she was around the house shooting stuff. So basically what you do is just go around your house and you just review every item in your house. And like, it doesn't have, like, again, you didn't have to buy it on Amazon. It just has to be on Amazon. So you just be like, hey, I have a Apple mouse on my desk. You're like, let me tell you about this Apple mouse. And you just do a review of it. But the types of reviews that work really well are just authentic reviews. If you're super polished and like, let me tell you, it looks like too professional, people don't trust it, right? So you want to just like do it like a casual, like honestly, a lot of our reviews are cell phone, they're vertical, and we're shooting away from us and just like pointing. And like, it's like voiceover. It's just like you would like you're unboxing something and showing a friend. And so, yeah, you just go around your house and like review everything, right? And you have to submit the videos. They do have to get approved by Amazon. But once they're approved, they live on that page, of the Amazon listing. And a percentage of people will click on them, watch them, and you'll get commissions.
Sometimes they actually go up in the carousel too. I think, Norm Farrar was showing me this.
Up 6 videos will go up in the carousel. Yeah.
Huh.
It's crazy.
And then if they click it in the carousel and buy it, they still get credit then.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, you get a commission. Yeah.
All right, I might have to do that. I'm gonna have to look into that. I always like.
It's fun, man. It's fun. It's just fun thinking about like, okay, what's the most expensive thing in my house? Because again, you're making such a small percentage, right? You either want super high volume or you want expensive. And Helium 10 is super helpful because you can go, okay, how much volume is this product doing, right? So if you have, like, I remember we were reviewing stasher bags. They're like those Ziploc bag alternatives. Like they're like made of silicone. They're reusable Ziploc bags, basically. But there's like 1,000 stasher bag listings, right? Because it's like a wholesale product that a lot of people wholesale. So I use Helium 10 to figure out which one has the most sales. Because like you can't tell which blue stasher bag I bought. It could be on any of these listings, right? So I use Helium 10 to figure out which listing has the highest volume, right? but also has the least amount of influencers hopping on there and making videos. So that increases the chances. And that one video would make, it's like $10 or $15 a day. You know, it's not like crazy, but imagine you have 100 videos, 1,000 videos, you know, that are doing those types of numbers. Like it's incredible. So yeah.
And so you record it with your phone, and then what, you upload it with or you send it to your computer, and then you upload it in that.
Yeah, you can upload it. Yeah, I always send it to my computer, upload it. You can do a thumbnail. So if you're, you know anything about internet, you know, you gotta have a catchy thumbnail sometimes. But I was super lazy about it because Chelsea would reshoot them and I would upload them. So I'd do the catchy title and the thumbnail. That was my specialty. Mm-hmm. So the key thing with the title is you don't really want to tell people if you like the product or not. You want to be like, 5 things I wish I knew before I bought this, right? There's like no idea. You have no idea.
Do you have any that you could like tell me to look at right now, and then I could like show people how it looks, or just an example of one?
I'll shout out a friend's brand, King's Loot, sells a slim fit wallet, and we did a video on that one, and yeah, it's just a super simple video.
$109 for a wallet. Good grief!
I know.
Gucci?
This guy. He sells mostly off Amazon. He's more of a DTC, but we've helped him get on Amazon. And
oh wow, I see 5 videos here.
I bet a bunch of our Rainmakers have done it now. And then I think you click on that, like 5 videos underneath there, and you should see like Heather's on there, Chelsea's on there. Yeah, there you go.
Wait, well that's their video.
Yeah, so click
here we go. Honest. So when you said the thumbnail, like this is the thumbnail that they chose. They just chose a random part of it.
Oh, I did that. So like,
you did this.
I like, honestly, like I was super lazy. So I would just screenshot and make an arrow. Like I put an arrow, and like, it kind of like makes you think I'm talking about some specific thing. But it's just a catchy way to kind of,
and then you just make it vertical, just like this. Wait, yeah. Let me hear this. It wasn't. Oh yeah, I hear your voice in this thing there. There we go. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I did this one. I think, yeah, that was one of the good ones. Heather did this one. She's in our community. She's really helped us pioneer this kind of influencer thing. She created a mini course on it. But yeah, super casual, right? Like it's not like really polished. Of course, if you're doing like a DSLR camera or like the new iPhone, people want like the Marcus Brown, they want the polished video, right? Yeah, but for just all the stuff around your house, you can just be like, hey, this is my honest opinion on this thing.
And for one account, could it be multiple people? Like, could I have my kids do videos on my account and stuff too? Or
Amazon doesn't like the kids. So like if you're gonna have a kid, you got to have you in it as well, like a minor.
Or they have to be 18. My kids are over 18, so it should work.
Yeah. Okay, then they could do it. Yeah, I mean, one of the best side hustles I feel like for a college kid, like so easy to do. You just need a cell phone. You just need time. It takes you maybe. I mean, we would batch like 4 or 5 videos a day, and Chelsea would do some, I would do some, and we named our account like family, so it was kind of like both of us. And man, you can stack. I mean, our goal was like to do 30 videos, just to get it started. I would say if someone's listening to this, they want to do this, I would commit to doing like 30 or 100 videos to really see the effect of it. And then you can chill out and kind of just let that passive income come in, and then just grow it as you want. And I mentioned this before the call, but eventually you will run out of stuff to review, right, in your house. And that's a good problem to have. Yeah. Then you can start going to friends' houses. You can start, you could even book an Airbnb and review everything in that house. I mean, I've even, this is really funny, but like I even reviewed something at a park one time, like that someone else had, like a stroller, because like strollers are expensive. And so like I just took a video of a stroller from far away of someone else's stroller. I wasn't showing their kids or anything like that, but I was like zooming in on my phone, and I did a voiceover over it later, just talking through some of the benefits and things I was just reading on the listing, So again, you can get really creative with it. Of course, we're not trying to manipulate sales or anything like that.
Sure.
Like not trying to say something that's not true, but I always go to the listing and I look at the reviews. Use Helium 10, and you can analyze all the reviews and figure out what are the big questions people have, what are they loving about the product, what are they wanting to buy, or what's drawing them to buying this product, that type of thing. And you can hit some of those things. You can even throw all that into ChatGPT and be like, hey, write me a 30-second video review script, and just literally read it.
I'm definitely going to try this, but not to throw water on the fire here. But this is something that later on, I predict Amazon is going to change, because you just knowing the way Amazon operates, because somebody's going to do a lawsuit or something, because theoretically, nobody's going to do a video that's going to talk bad about it, because that, the whole purpose, if you're an Amazon influencer, you're trying to make money, unless Amazon puts something in there where if you do a negative video, but that's still real, that somehow you still get some kickbacks. Somebody somewhere is going to do some kind of lawsuit just because this is such a litigious country.
Just have AI doing a million videos or something like that.
But either way, guys, that's why you got to get on this now. Do it.
Yeah.
Do it
what they are doing, which is nice. Now you can include 2 products in a video. I wouldn't recommend it when you're first getting started, but you can do comparison videos, which I do like, where you're like, hey, are you thinking about buying this or this?
That's a good one.
Let me tell you about the pros and cons.
And then does the video show up on both listings though?
It shows up on both. Yeah. You can tag 2 products in the video, but if you do it right at the beginning, Amazon typically won't approve it. And they are getting stricter on who gets approved into the program. And you have to submit 3 videos when you first start, and they approve or deny those. And so if they deny them, you can try again. Like, I think it's 3 times. If you deny it 3 times, then it's kind of like you got to try open up a new account or something, basically.
Now, is this the only thing you're doing under your influencers account, or are you also maintaining like a YouTube or Instagram where you're sending deals to, or something?
We actually are doing that. Like we've had an Amazon Associates account for, since probably before I was even an Amazon seller. So I'm always recommending stuff. Even when we were wedding photographers, people were always like, what camera are you using? So we have a associates account. And then Chelsea she uses the influencer page for her Instagram. So she has like her favorite things on there, here's the kids' toys we love and, that type of thing. So you definitely, like, Amazon wants you to be legit. Like, they don't want you just like to do it just for the influencer videos. So, and that's a better long-term strategy too, is like have a YouTube channel, have an Instagram, make a TikTok that's like, favorite mom finds or something like that. And just like post your videos, cross post them when you already recorded them, right?
Yeah.
Post them on Facebook, post them on TikTok as well. And that's going to not only drive more traffic to Amazon, but it's going to make you look more legit. You could really make this a business model. Again, Amazon could change things because it is a newer program, but you could definitely ride this thing for the next year or 2, I bet, and make some good cash from it.
Nice. All right, let's switch gears a little bit. Something completely different. I noticed that sometimes you go to like these, like masterminds for like entrepreneurs, and you met like Saddam and Kamal from AMZ One Step there and stuff. And I haven't been to one, but a lot of these, if I'm not mistaken, some of them cost thousands, some of them tens of thousands of dollars to go to. And then so somebody, like me on the outside looking in, might be like, hey, we all know about, hey, invest in yourself and this and that, but what is it about events that has people coming out of these things and say, you know what, it was worth $15,000? Like, are you really getting that kind of value out of like these mastermind kind of events that you go to?
Yeah, I'll use that example. AMZ One Step, I met those guys through a mastermind. And for us, like, I would say you want to get in a mastermind with people, like, there's different masterminds for different reasons, right? Sure. So oftentimes that mastermind I was going to was probably less for the Amazon business and more for the coaching business, right? Yeah. So we teach people how to do Amazon. And so meeting people at those masterminds, like those guys, that was awesome. Because I was like, hey, we got a big launch coming up. Like, what do you want to throw in, Mm-hmm. And so they threw in like an awesome bonus for our people that like people can only get through our work, like for being in our world. And if that helps,
I use them, by the way, too, for a lot of my photography and stuff. They're great. Yeah.
Yeah. So like if that helps a handful more people come in our program, like that.
So the networking itself, like that, they weren't the organizers of the event, but the people you meet can give you invaluable things. Okay. That's
yeah. Like we met another guy who does like LLC creation and all like the legal entity stuff, which like our people need all the time, So that one relationship basically paid for the mastermind. Right.
And that's a good point, because now it's like, it's not like you couldn't Google to find companies that do this kind of stuff, but you don't know how legit they are. But somebody who is going to invest in themselves and pay a huge money to actually be at that place it's almost like pre-vetting them. A little bit in itself.
I've gone to a lot of conferences, right? And like conferences, you get a lot of gold out of, but it's like usually a lot of time frame, right? Like you're there 3-4 days, and then there might be like 1 or 2, like, man, that nugget added 6 figures, added $1 million onto the business, like that one thing. I found in these higher ticket masterminds, like we're in a 50K mastermind, we're in a 60K mastermind. Like, it's just like, it's so much more compressed because of who's in the room and like who's paying to be in the room, that like you're in lunch line, like to get your like potato salad, and someone drops an idea on you that's like, oh my goodness, like that was $1 million idea, So, and I think it's the connections of like everyone who's paying there, like to be in the room, they have a lot of awesome connections too, so that network effect. I think like, yeah, like sometimes masterminds are more teaching and training and like, but the best ones I've been in are more relational. It's just like, how can we build partnerships? How can we leverage each other's resources? How can we work together to serve our people at a higher level? So that's where I found the value. And just there's something about getting in person with people. You do it all the time. It's just like, it's different than Zoom, right?
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys. So that's something, regardless of what field you're in, there's always different masterminds that can help you, grow as a person, as a, there's inspirational stuff or as a business. If you're an entrepreneur, even Helium 10 as a mastermind. So the Helium 10 Elite program, people can meet, can meet other high level sellers. So if you think that's something you guys want to look into, look at h10.me/elite. But on the other hand, I think there's a couple of mastermind, like non-Amazon masterminds I was thinking of mainly for me. Might want to look into. Maybe I can see if Helium 10 can help me out with the with the bill, because some of these are pretty expensive. But that's interesting. Always bet on yourself. Always improve yourself, and sometimes it takes money to do that. Going back to your community now. Any cool stories? Every year there's always cool stories coming out of your community. I remember the one person who I was doing some demo a couple years ago about a fantasy football product or something, and then I was just like making a joke, like, man, if this would probably be totally something that I would sell, and then she ended up selling it, made thousands of dollars on it. But any other cool like rags to riches stories, or just something inspiring that you could share with the audience?
I love our community because we've really like encouraged this community of celebration. I think like it's really easy in like even the Amazon space or really any entrepreneur space to get in a competitive mode where it's like, oh, other people winning means like I'm not, right? And kind of like you think about yourself and you either try to like one up somebody, or you try to like kind of downgrade their success, or like, I don't know, it makes people can like oftentimes in the early days of their entrepreneurship journey go to kind of like almost like I'm not enough thinking, like it's like, oh, like dang, like it's like you can get into this lack mindset. So we've really tried to overcome that, because really when we're helping people in our program, we're helping bring them out of poverty mindset, right, into abundant thinking, and not just financially, but in all the areas. So that when they do have the money, when they are making the money, they don't just let those old mindsets hold them back still, and so we found the way you celebrate other people really shows a lot about that mindset you developed. And so we just like kind of in our community, it's just a thing. Like when someone is winning, big or small, they post it in the group and like everyone just goes crazy over it, and it's just a really cool, like contagious momentum. And we had one the other day that I loved because she said, like, she was posting, I think she had done like her first like $3,000 day on Amazon. She had was doing about $10,000 weeks at that point in her business. But she said like, when she started the program, she was in product research for like so long, like you kind of get stuck in that analysis paralysis.
Yep.
And she was just getting discouraged. And she said she'd always come to the group and just look at the wins every night. And she would just like, when she was feeling discouraged, she'd go look at everyone else's wins and she'd just be like, this is going to be me. This is going to be me. This is going to be me. So it was so cool to see her. Like it was probably a year after she started posting the screenshot and being like, now I get to be the person, that like encourages you. And like, if you're in the dumps right now and you're feeling discouraged, like here it is, and like,
which I think is the reason why, you should be part of a community. Sometimes like if that person was trying on their own, I would say odds are they might have just given up because they weren't getting that inspiration, from other people. 9 out of 10 times that person who's stuck in the analysis paralysis, they just go ahead and give up, perhaps. But being part of a community, you could see, other people succeed, and it inspires you to move on. So I think that's important.
Yeah, it's incredible, man. And that's what gets me fired up. I mean, yes, it's cool when we have a student make $40,000 in a day on it. Like we've had these crazy like people like crush huge numbers. Again, it's not the normal.
Sure.
But what gets me more excited is the people that like, we got flowers in the mail from someone that said like, I was depressed, I was suicidal, like I had no hope in life. And then I found this, and this community plus the training, plus the mindset, like it gave me hope again. Like that.
Yeah.
That's like beyond the money,
Yeah.
So we kind of sometimes joke, we're kind of like, Amazon's kind of the front, it's like, yes, we're teaching Amazon, but like entrepreneurship in general, I think is one of the biggest transformational like vehicles that you can ever like go on. It's like a roller coaster ride that like changes your life, right? And I love it for that it's like who it makes you in the process is so powerful. So we love celebrating those. We call those the bubble over benefits. Like it's cool when people hit the numbers and make the money, but the bubble over benefits of like, I retired my husband, or, I was able to quit this job that was soul sucking, or I got hope again. Like that is so crazy. So those are the ones that fire me up.
We can talk Amazon strategy all day long and stuff, but somebody like you who's dealt with so many sellers, and you help people not just on the Amazon strategy, but like, mindset, and you already handle a lot of that with the community and helping people. And we talked about the benefits of community, but what are some other things that you see is like the difference between those who succeed? And again, success doesn't mean a certain revenue figure. Success is very, subjective, but from those who succeed to those who, end up, failing and giving up, because all the people in your community, they're given the same resources. They all have Helium 10, they all have you guys, they all have the same, training and stuff, but, not the fact of the matter is no program or no anybody has 100% success rate. What are some of the things that success, or that not success, what are some of the things that differentiate the successes from the failures?
Totally. Yeah. We try to reverse engineer this because we basically have this thing called the 10K payday guarantee. And so to claim the 10K payday guarantee, which basically the short statement is if you don't make $10,000, we'll pay you $10,000. But there's a ton of terms and conditions. So it's an action-based guarantee. And we basically took our most successful students and we reverse engineer what they did and we put it in the guarantee. So if you want to qualify for the guarantee, do this, 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 this. And it's just like a checklist of all the stuff you got to do. And so I'd say the biggest thing is focus. Focus is a big one, especially for moms, especially for parents. Like you only have so much time, right? And so we call this nutrients. Like you only have so much nutrients to put into your garden. If you're trying to do Amazon, you're also trying to day trade, you're also trying to like do this other Airbnb side hustle over here, you're putting in just a tiny bit of nutrients, you're going to grow like a lot of tiny pumpkins, right? But if you cut off a lot of pumpkins and you put all the nutrients into one, you're going to grow like the award-winning pumpkin, right? There's a book called, I think, the pumpkin, I don't know, something about pumpkins where that came from. And it's written by the guy that wrote Profit First, but he talks about just like, you just focus, right? And so that's a big one. We see they're like, Bradley, like there's 1,000 ways to make money on the internet, right?
Sure.
And so we really train people on like put blinders on for like a month, like 9 months, like a year, like just give this thing your all for that amount of time. And whatever Facebook ad you see, don't click it, just like do this thing. So I think that's a big one. We see people try to do too much and then they just go slower because of that. Or they get derailed into something else. The second thing we see a lot is really, and we had a PhD neuropsychologist come into our group and really start training on this because she was talking about, she works with like 6 and 7 figure entrepreneurs on mindset and just the science behind like training your mind to go beyond where you're comfortable. And, our body, I'm going to like not say this as sciencey as she would, but like, our body is like running 1,000 automations at once. Like I'm moving my hands, I'm breathing, I'm talking, I'm looking at you, I'm blinking. Like our body is designed, our brain is designed to automate those things because like if we had to think about all that, it would like destroy us. Right. And so anytime you're doing something really frequently, your brain goes into really an automation. And it's to keep you comfortable, it's keep you safe, it's keep you, all these things. So when we stretch people into entrepreneurship, or like, hey, go spend $5,000 on inventory, right? Like it's something that is like way beyond their current thinking sometimes. And so the brain will go, whoa, chill, stop, slow down, like, hold on, I'm stuck. Like I'm stuck, I'm overwhelmed. These are actually like, we reframe them as green flags that you're actually on the right track. Because we see people post in the group, I'm overwhelmed, I'm stuck, right? We're like, oh, this is awesome. This means that we're stretching you this way, right? Because your brain is trying to keep you here, but that same thinking will keep you there. If you want to go here and have this amazing business, you got to stretch and take this step here. So we've kind of helped reframe the mindset thing. So when people are getting stuck, they know that's a green flag. And then they also know to reach out because we have a lot of different ways to support people. So that's the thing we see is people get stuck and then they don't reach out. They ghost us, like we can't show up at their house and do that type of thing. Yeah. And then I would say, so I said, focus, getting stuck and not reaching out. And then I would say PPC definitely has gotten way harder in this last season.
Sure.
And so I think not going after I would say either going after too low of search volume products because they are on a kind of tight budget. So they're going after really low search volume products, or going for way too high search volume products and not anticipating how much budget it takes to really rank and maintain rank on those search terms, So it's finding that middle ground. And so we've started to more train on that, like kind of even budget training of hey, if you have this much devoted for your business, spend this much on inventory, right? And leave this much for buffer room and leave this much for something you don't even know about yet, Because what we find, sometimes people stretch their budget on the first product so far, they got 10,000, they spend all of it on inventory, and then they have no buffer room to keep it going. And then if it is going, they got to reorder and then they're stuck, right? So training on that buffer. So just for people listening, if you're I'm doing Amazon, I got this type of budget going in, I think, padding that budget, right? So you're not going all in on your inventory. You have budget room. I mean, you did this with that project. You launched a ton of products for was it $5,000?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
12 products for 5,000, project 5K.
Do you have any budgeting rules? I'm just curious, selfishly, because we've been kind of developing it. But even for that, did you have any budgeting rules? How much of that budget you'd spend on one product?
No, I just wanted to see how many. My budget was 5K total. Including launching and stuff, and so I was all right, what in the world can I do with this? Was my challenge, and then I was all right, a lot of them were straws, and then I launched a brand around that, stuff that had to even do with straws and parties and stuff. And
then just low cost to make? Was that what it was?
Yeah, just low cost to make.
Okay.
It kind of sucks that now there's no Amazon Small and Light, so actually I started losing some money on those products in the last few weeks that Amazon took away that program. But I mean, my goodness, I discontinued some of them. They weren't all home runs. You can't be 12 out of 12. But still, there's some products. I think I started that thing 4 years ago, and I'm still selling. Some I'm even bringing back one. I'm gonna do a little case study on it that it was really popular around Christmas time, and I haven't sold it in 2 years, and so it's been dead. And I just ordered some new ones to see if I could get some traction. But yeah, the budget was definitely critical. But I tell people just because you can do it, this is not advisable, because nobody can make a living off of products that are retailing for $7-8, which is what you have to do when you're trying to get products that your cost is less than $1, which it was per unit. True. Yeah,
we're encouraging people. We kind of ask them what their budget is, and then we kind of encourage them to stretch it a little bit. And whether you're leveraging financing, or honestly, we've seen a handful of people do partnerships where you just are getting a inventory investor. And that sounds fancy, but I mean, that means a friend or a family member who has heard about Amazon, but doesn't really want to do the work. And so we found a lot of people doing that. And honestly, I would, one of the easiest things to do is go to someone who has an audience too. If you can go to someone you're listening to the show, you have that one friend who has an Instagram following, go to her and go, hey, I'm learning about e-commerce. I'm launching this product. What would you ever have interest in launching a product for your audience, and then develop it with them. And then basically you do all the work, you do all the sourcing, and then you get a percentage of the sales, and that's a no risk way to get into it, where someone else is fronting the money for the inventory. They already have the audience. Not only the Amazon data of the traffic there, but they already are going to promote it, and that audience loves them, buy anything they sell, talk about. So that's another way we've seen people do it, where they are basically making it rain for someone else, and then they're making a percentage of that, and that's making their own pot, and now they have their own money. Actually, that wallet brand, King's Loot, one of our Rainmakers went through our challenge, and she got hired by that company. King's Loot, and she built their Amazon brand. I mean, they were doing about 8 figures, 10 to 12 million on just Shopify with that product, just Facebook ad to Shopify, and they weren't even on Amazon. But when we looked at the Helium 10 data, it was people searching their brand on Amazon, right? People see the Facebook ad and come over. And so she built it out and they did $1 million on just the Amazon channel. And then we recently work with them because I'm a good friends with Josh, and we redid his listing because he was just ranked on his brand keywords, like, but he wasn't on Slim Wallet for Men or any of these like big keywords. And so we reworked it. Maldives launched it again, and it like basically, I don't know exactly, but it almost doubled or tripled his Amazon sales. Like he was doing. I remember him sending me screenshots of like right after the launch, and it was like he was doing I think 8,000 or something like that a day, and he went up to like 25,000, 30,000 a day, and this was like Q4 last year. So I don't know what his numbers are now, but it's crazy. Like there's so many Shopify owners who just like they're cranking on Shopify, but they have no idea about Amazon, or they have false beliefs about Amazon. That's a whole nother market. If you're trying to get into Amazon, be an Amazon account manager for people on Shopify.
Yeah.
You get those Shopify ads for like those D2C products. Go look on Amazon. If they're not on Amazon, or they're on Amazon and their listing is terrible, like there's an opportunity there. Now it's hard to like work that type of deal sometimes. But if you can, like, it's incredible.
Your program, before we get to the last couple strategies you might have, I was just looking at your website. It says you've had over 12,000 moms go through the program there. So if somebody is interested in it, is that like a prerequisite? They need to be a stay-at-home or working mom, or what kind of requirements do they have?
You just need to, be motherly.
That could be anybody.
When we started, like, this is definitely a strategy for Amazon too. Like you want to have a niche, you want to like really focus on one person. So we, when we looked at our top case studies, with our training, it was moms. And so we really made the program for moms when we first started. And when we first started, it was a lot of stay-at-home moms. Now it's a lot of working moms, a lot of corporate moms, and it's a lot of non-moms as well. So really, we're just family first. And so we're not going to tell you to just hustle your life away. We're going to tell you, like, hey, build this business, but do it in a way that protects your family, protects your marriage, and all those things. So if you have a family mindset, you can definitely check us out. Yeah.
And how can they do that?
I'd say go to rainmakerfamily.com. Rainmakerfamily.com. That's like our branded website. You can find our social media there. We have a challenge, 7-day challenge you can get to there. That's what I was talking about. Like we've had people go through that, and even just that launch products, and you'll see Bradley in there on a bonus day. If you make
like this is one of the few, actually, no, this is the only community that almost every other week I do a call with them, because your community is one of the best out there, and so I wanted to make sure that I give back, because you guys are doing some great stuff, and really great community. Like I was just at the Amazon Accelerate in Seattle, and met some Rainmakers who came up, took some pictures.
That's awesome.
So that was cool too. So all right, so rainmakerfamily.com, guys, if you want to check out their program. Now, what's a couple of could be Amazon, anything else, e-commerce, what's some strategies you can leave us with today?
I'm trying to remember the ones I said last time, so like I think the one we've been geeking out on, again, we're still testing this, but really is how can we increase the average cart value on Amazon, right? On Shopify, like you can have upsells, downsells, cross sells, like you can have that funnel, but on Amazon, it's just harder to do that. And I feel like I saw Amazon testing this for a season. Like they had like a way you could like, add this other thing on there, but I haven't seen it recently. And so what we've been doing is using inserts to basically upsell, because like, again, not everyone's going to take an upsell on that, but if you make it really attractive and in alignment with your product, a percentage of people will click through on that thing, and a percentage of those people will buy. And so the best way to do this with Amazon, honestly, is like doing a high ticket upsell of some sort. So imagine you're selling like, I don't know, a dog whistle for training, right? Like having an insert that says like, get our free guide on blah, blah, blah. And that free guide leads to a dog training course that's $297. So like, I love pairing information products with physical products, because you've already kind of like spent money to acquire that customer, so to say, right? You paid for PPC, you got them, you sold them a $15 whistle. If you could not even make money there, but then a percentage of people buy the $297 course, right, on the back end, then it increases your margins like crazy, and you can spend more than anyone else on that product, because you don't need to make money on the product. Actually, you make money on the back end from a percentage of the people that come through. So the tricky part is figuring out like what's really in alignment with that product that solves problems that person is buying the product for, right? So every product usually solves some sort of problem, right? It's like my kid is biting the rail on the crib, right? So like you buy the crib rail bumper, right? Like that was one of our Rainmaker products. So like, what other problems does that parent have, right? With a 2-year-old. So you just start thinking like, how could I serve that person at the highest level? How could I give more value than anyone else in this industry, right? And yeah, you could do other physical products, but those take time. And the best thing I would honestly do is give them something for free that you're going to get their contact information, and then you can ask more questions about it, and then you can develop something for them that serves them at a high level, or you can develop future products for them. So I know a lot of people take people from an insert to like a free download or something like that.
Sure.
So I'm kind of like thinking through like, how can we take them to something that is actually an offer, right? It's like, it may be a free thing at first. It has to be catchy. You can't just say like, buy my $1,000 course, on the insert and have people click it. Like, it has to be like something that truly is like, oh, wow, I'm going to scan this QR code or click this link or whatever. And so, yeah, we another thing our Rainmaker is doing, just like if, we're talking about Amazon Associates, is they will link to their other products in their shop using affiliate links on the insert. So like, and they'll even do this for other people's products in our community. So this is really cool. Like Rainmakers, if like they have a baby product, they'll go post in our group, who else has baby products? And they'll find like 3 or 4 other products. And they'll say basically like, check out our friends. And it's like 3 other products, but they're using affiliate links. So even if you're just making a couple dollars on that, it's increasing. I mean, you might spend a couple dollars to get the customer on PPC. So it's just this idea of like, how could we steward those sales more? Alex Hermosi said like, if you could get one more sale ever and it had to lead to like every other sale in your business, like how would you change the customer experience, and like what does that delivery look like, right? If you start thinking that way, like how could this one sale lead to every sale? It starts making you think a little differently of like, how can you serve someone at a super high level and invite them into kind of a deeper relationship with your business somehow, So yeah.
Interesting. I know my memory is bad, but I'm almost 99% sure we did not talk about that before. So that's new stuff. All right. Well, Stephen, thank you so much for joining us again. Again, congratulations on all the success and look forward to, always, being around there for your community more. And hopefully we get to link up. It's been a while since we've seen each other in person. So hopefully we'll get to link up at one of these events coming up. You need to make your own like big, like kind of like getaway or event, and I'll definitely support.
One. We're gonna go to Cancun. You want to come?
I'm down. I'm down. Yeah,
I'll send you info.
Put me to work. I'll serve the meals there. I'll do whatever you want. I just want to hang out with your community. It's one of the best out there.
I love it.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks a lot. Please give my regards to the family, and we'll be seeing you soon.